Hello everybody and welcome back to Enigmatica 6 Expert. In today's episode, as you can see behind me, we set up Ritual of the Forest automation. And we also automate the sequence assembly thing for like blast brick and capacitors that we also needed. So I hope you enjoy. Okay, so today we are going to be automating the Ritual of the Forest, as you can see it right there. And also, we're going to be doing some sequenced assembly automation, because over here we've only got one. And I think it would be a good idea to get the rest of them all set up, so we can actually like start automating everything. And the main thing I'm kind of needing is the capacitors from power. I have 105 in here, but automating these in here would be the best option, because it needs to be done. So we're going to try and do that now quickly. But since last episode, we managed to do a live stream, and we got a good bit of stuff done. I was talking about over here, planning on building a greenhouse where we can set up all our arboreal extractors and piezogenetic insulators. So we've done that. So we built this greenhouse here, and it is beautiful. I really like it. And if we look in the inside here, we've got 4 sets of arboreal extractors on each tree, and we got 4 trees. So there's 16 arboreal extractors extracting out each of these liquids. As you can see right here, we got 561 buckets of sap. We got a full 1,000 buckets of liquid chorus. Nearly half, 600 buckets of latex in here. And 200, nearly 300 buckets of resin. And over 325 buckets of ender slime. And then here we got blood as well. I don't really know why we need blood. Blood's not used for much, but we decided to set up anyway. The way these are running is we figured out what's the best way to run these guys. And that's with piezogrow, because piezogrow doubles the export out of each one of these. And I think for latex, it produces 75. So, and also, when you added a resonant integral component, it scales the factor by 4, as you can see there. So meaning this thing is 8 timesing the amount of latex that it pulls out. And because of that, it produces so much latex that we are making more than we're actually using, which is amazing. And I still have to set up the rest of the processing for all of these, like for sap to make syrup bottles for more crafts. I think Rune of the Summer for our runic altar automation. Blood isn't really used for much, but if I look up blood here, blood does have a couple of uses. I mean, it's used for making vengeful will crystals, and we aren't going to need that many of these now in the future, like iridescent star. Don't know why this one is red. I guess it's because it's linked to this constellation. It's also used in here for making the attunement altar. So it's used for a good few things. And you have to sacrifice a guardian of Gaia. Oh wow, okay. And speaking of Gaia reactor, we have dug out the area to build our Gaia reactor. As you can see, there's a gigantic hole right here. We cleared out all the trees near around it, and we got rid of the tower, like the big tower that's over there. We got rid of the tower that was there, and we dug this gigantic hole. So if I just go in here and look up copy-paste gadget, because we have it loaded up in it at the moment, you can see this is the Gaia tower. It's a bit off-center right now, but if I just go in here, open GUI, and just decrease the Y level a bit to about like there. Actually need to go a little bit lower. I think around here is where we want it. We need to bring it closer as well, so this isn't the perfect size yet, but it is good enough. And once we have like the ground risen back up, because once we build this thing, we will fill back in all the ground, which is good. For some reason, I accidentally just right-clicked there, but for whatever reason, whenever I right-click, it creates these advanced pressurized tubes, even though I don't have them in my inventory. So what's happening is, it is literally duplicating advanced pressurized pipes, which I don't think is intentional. So that might be something that needs to be fixed with the pattern, but yeah, I mean, I'm not complaining. That's free advanced tubes. Over back at the greenhouse, we did get ourselves some animals and one special pig. Rip Technoblade. Yeah, it is very sad to hear that Technoblade is no longer with us. And because of that, I have put his crown on my skin. I'm sure lots of people have already done this. But it's a toggleable layer, so if I kind of don't want to have it on at like a certain time, I can take it off and you'll never know. But I don't know if I ever will really take this crown off because I just like Technoblade that much. So we'll see how it goes. I might eventually take the crown off, but as of right now, I don't think I'll be taking this crown off. I think this might be a permanent stay. We'll see how it goes. It depends on how I feel about it over time, but at the moment, I want this crown on my head at all times. And I just put this pig in here just to remember him, because you will be missed. Anyway, not to get get sad or anything, but let's actually get to work now on setting up our sequenced assembly. So to do this, we need to make sure we set it up correctly, and we're probably going to have the exact same system right here. Is this guy actually used for anything? Is we going to need this guy anymore? I don't think so. The only other thing we could really do right now is actually set up like all these packages here and craft ourselves the engineer school upgrades. Like that isn't that big of an issue right now, since the only thing that was really struggling with before was making ourselves the neural processors in here, but we no longer need that. That's not an issue. Since like now we can just craft it all. Like everything in here is craftable right now. Network card, wireless, advanced process, printed circuit boards. We have everything here automated, and the range upgrades, they're cheap enough as well. Yeah, everything in here is possible. We have everything for that automated. I could just create the pattern and then boom, craft all 20 of the computer or tablets here, because I need 5 of them and of course 4 in here, so 20 of them will make the package. So I could literally make that now next episode. Which, you know what? I might actually. I think I might actually do that soon. But anyway, for now, let's actually see, do we need to automate this guy? I don't think so. I think I might just leave this guy the way he is and just remove these. Because I don't think we're going to be automating this guy. I think this guy is just going to be left alone so that I can just do whatever I need to over here. And just leave it like that. Let me just get one more deployer. And pretty much like reset it the way it was. And of course that's going to happen. But if I just grab my wrench here and just rotate it down, now it's all the exact same. And that way now it is ready to go and craft ourselves our, I can reset my morphing tool here, ready to go and craft that engineer school project thing, whatever. Is it called school upgrades? So yeah, he's ready to go. So we'll actually set up the capacitors here and then another one right here. I'm trying to remember what exactly is the other one we needed. Because there's a lot of things in here. Maybe for like blast brick and coke brick. Are they done on the same amount? So blast brick requires 4 things here. And if I look up coke brick, okay, they're exactly the same. So if I just set up one side doing blast brick and coke brick, and then do another side here doing the capacitors, I think that should work. So all we need to do is get ourselves some shafts. Am I all out of shafts? How the hell am I all out of shafts? I don't remember using them all up unless I crafted something with them. What are they used for? The pretty pipes. That would make sense. Okay, so how are we actually going to rotate this power now? Because I'm not going to keep this crafter here because we're going to put this in a separate building. So I'm going to destroy that. You aren't doing anything at all right here. So I could just run it down this way and slap a gearbox on it and then just run it that way. I think that might be the easiest option. So let's remove this button here. And if we just get ourselves the shafts and then just run them off of this guy all the way down. Actually, not all the way down. What am I doing? We need to set up the actual layout of the length of the belt first. Which direction are we going to run? I guess we're going to run it this way or this way. What actually way does it run in the diagram? It runs from left to right. So yeah, if we set up this direction, it should lay it out correctly. So if we just grab ourselves a gearbox, stick the gearbox right here, and stick the shaft off of there. Yes. Then we get ourselves a belt. And let's say the length of it then, if it's 2 blocks or 3 blocks before it puts the first item down. So we'll put our first vertical gearbox right here. And stick this here. Okay, because this is going to run up and then activate the hands. And these guys are all running on gearboxes. So if I just get gearboxes, are these running off just regular gearboxes? Yeah, they are. So if I just get the gearboxes, say we're going to have our item input. Actually, let me remove this. I'm really struggling to figure out how to lay this out. So the items are going to start right here. They're going to like launch themselves over and land back here. Okay. So we want a block around here or here, and I think it's going to go here. So we'll just put a dirt block there. This is where a chest is going to be. That's inputting in the item to be crafted. In this case, for capacitors, it's going to input the plastic. And then we're just going to have a funnel. I think just 2 andesite funnels will do. I don't know. Why did I put in a brass funnel here? Can't remember. I don't think it really matters. So if I just put a funnel here and a funnel here, so one will import and one will export. Perfect. So that's the way I want that. And then we're going to have XNet to route the items just to make it a bit easier on ourselves. So our first deployed item can go out on the belt right here. So gearbox there. So we need 4 gearboxes like that. Then we get ourselves our deployers. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we just need to get out our wrench. So rotate you 2 down the way. Need to rotate you. Which way do I rotate you? There you go. That'd be like that. Let's move this back. What the? Did I? Where am I? Oh, okay, I have it. Okay, I don't know what happened there. My pickaxe just disappeared out of my hand. Then from there, I think we can stick another gearbox. We also need a launch pad. Is it called a launcher or an ejection? Weighted ejector. There we go. So they're going to come out here. Extra block here. So if we get ourselves a gearbox, 2 gearboxes there. Yeah, 2 gearboxes. And we stick the shafts on it there. That's going to come out here. And it's going to connect it there. So if we get ourselves our belt, connect it, it's running the wrong direction. I need it to run the other direction. How am I going to adjust that? Because back here is how we're going to set up our vertical gearbox. So vertical gearbox will go here. And then we'll just stick another vertical gearbox right here. And then we'll just get our shafts. Connect them there. And connect that up. And that activates the deployers. But as you can see, it's going the wrong way. So the only way really to fix that is to stick another gearbox right here. Just to rotate it the other direction. And now it's running perfectly. Now we just need to make sure that the weighted ejector can launch back to that exact starting point. So let's test it. We drop a button here. It should go around. Okay, it did go back around. Let's actually get rid of this funnel. Stick the button back here. It ends up in the funnel. So that's working. Okay, so hopefully that doesn't cause any issues now. So right now, all we have to do is actually get our crafter and a diamond chest. Okay, and we're going to stick that in the corner right here. So we're going to stick a crafter here, a diamond chest here. We're going to get XNet, so at XNet. We're going to sell connectors and cable and a controller. We're going to stick the controller here. Okay, then we're going to get ourselves our connector, cable, route it down, and we're going to get ourselves a connector here, 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 and here. Does it still make it? No. As you can see, it's now hitting this guy. So we could either increase the length of it by 1, which I think might be the best option, meaning we can probably get rid of that gearbox then and see if it works this time. So we stick the shaft back here and belts here to here. It's running the wrong direction again, but we can just add another gearbox right here. Weighted ejector. Make sure we select the first drop spot to here. And now if we just drop an item back on, does it make it over? It did. Now we need to make sure that it does it all the time. Okay. So this thing should be pretty much set up now. All I have to do is just make sure I set these guys up correctly. But remember, actually for capacitors, I don't need one right here actually. So maybe I could have gotten away with it 1 block closer. Hang on, let me check, because I forgot I need to put a hammer there, not a deployer. So if I put the 2 of them down right here and the 1 here, connect this guy into it here, shaft, weighted ejector, belts. You are running the right direction now. Weighted ejector here to gear, stick a belt on, it launches it around, and it went back around perfectly. Okay, so last but not least then is to get a hammer, or the mechanical press, stick it right there, and just check one more time. Does it make it the whole way around without causing any issues? Yes, it did. Alright, perfect. So this is just going to compress the last one. So I need to name these now. And I'm actually going to disconnect this guy here. Maybe I'll move the controller, actually. Maybe I'll move him up one block. Because then I can put the ender cell right there. Connector. Okay, grand. And just one more connector go here. And that's everything connected here now. Yes. So this guy here is going to be aluminium. So I'll just say alu. This guy here is going to be dielectric. So dielectric. Okay, I can't know if I'm spelling this right. I'll just call it paste. And this one here is sig. Nalum. And that's pretty much set up in here now. So if we get a crafter, stick the crafter right here. And the only issue now is running the cable down. So you know what? I can actually get rid of this box right here and change this guy around. Okay, that's just going to cause issues. So vertical gearbox can go here instead. And all I have to do is just grab a shaft and stick the shaft right here. And now that sets the deployers up again. Now, what if I can reach down here? There should be, yep, the refined storage cable. So just grab out the cable. Run this up to the crafter. And now it's pretty much ready to go. So let's grab out the ingredients for a capacitor. So capacitor. What the? No. Okay. Ingredients. Here we go. Don't know why that happened, but whatever. So what we want to do is craft ourselves or set up a XNet item network. Deployer aluminium. Create. Insert aluminium plates. And it can insert as many as it needs. Paste. Create. Dielectric paste. Signalum. Then it's getting a signalum one. Okay. Chest here is going to extract out of this chest and insert into all of these guys. And that's all we need to do. Then all we need to do is, this is set up here like that. And just on the end right here, just grab ourselves an ender chest. Stick the ender chest right here with a funnel, brass funnel. Stick it right here. And it's set to insert. All we need now is a filter. I have a bunch of filters here. Let's just clear this one because I don't need it anymore. And then capacitors are going to go in here. And stick that filter on. And now what will happen is whenever there's a capacitor, stick those in. And stick the funnel back on here. Oh yeah, it's actually not going to go through. If I stick it on the belt right here, it got sucked into this guy. And then imported into the system. Perfect. All I need to do now is actually craft the pattern. And oh yeah, I forgot I need to hook up this chest right here. XNet connector. This chest right here, to make sure I don't interfere with anything, I'm just going to route it up the back here and connect this cable like that. And in here, this chest, this chest here is going to be an insert whitelist plastic sheets. Okay? Hopefully now it won't accidentally import in the other items. For instance, the capacitors, they shouldn't go anywhere because they don't have a slot to go into. Right, let's go over to our house now and make ourselves the pattern. So, capacitor, R, craft. So, one plastic, one aluminium, one dielectric, one signalum, and a basic capacitor. Correct. Okay, now we just need to go over and set it up and test it out and see does it work. So, pattern in, just grab some speed upgrades. So, speed, there we go. And what I'll tell the thing here to do actually instead is extract out a stack of item at a time. Just to make sure it inputs everything correctly. Right, all I have to do now is look up capacitor and craft me a stack. Go. Inputs the plastic. And then it slowly inputs each item bit by bit. And the items get sent around and then stored in here until it runs out of plastic and then goes on to the next set. Perfect. There we go. We got automated sequenced assembly. And you can see it just emptied those out. Which isn't right. Why did you finish? There's still 30 incomplete ones in here. Did the pattern not export out the right amount? Oh, it didn't. I know why. Hang on. I have it set up to one of each. I forgot it needs to do it multiple times. Okay, I just cleared out the entire system here, and I remembered why I put the andesite funnel in here. It's so it extracts out the entire stack at a time, not just one by one. Makes it go quicker. So this is completely cleared, and I changed the pattern out now because I forgot. It says per capacitor, it requires 4 aluminium, 4 dielectric, and 4 signalum to make 2. So we're going to try it now. So capacitor, can we craft ourselves another 64? Hopefully it can craft it all. And you see it input out the entire stack at a time. And now it's going across. And hopefully it shouldn't run out. As you can see, it has a lot of stacks of dielectric paste, aluminium, signalum in there. So while that's running, let me just go ahead and quickly set up the blast brick and the coke oven. I won't bore you with it, so it's exactly the same as this. It's just instead of a hammer, it's a deployer. So let me just quickly make that. Right, I think I pretty much have everything set up. The only thing I had to do was just craft a ton of patterns to be able to craft all the coke brick, the blast brick and all that. But there's one thing I'm slightly worried about in here. Because coke brick requires brick in at least 3 of these deployers and then 1 construction paste. The blast brick also requires a coke brick, but also only needs 1 set of it. So we look in here. It says coke brick needs to be in all 3. Okay, but if we look at blast brick, it requires all 3. Or, no, it only requires 1. So if we request a bunch of blast brick to be made, is it going to try and put the coke brick in one of these slots here, trying to mimic the coke brick here? To try and combat it, I have set up the priority of 1 with the red nether brick first. So let's test it now. So we look up blast. Blast brick, craft a 64. It says we have everything. So let's craft it. What happens and where does it go first? Paper's going in. Red brick there. Yeah, look, see, coke brick went in there. That's not supposed to go in there. It's supposed to go in here. And regular blast brick is supposed to go in here. So I don't know if that's going to be much of an issue. Either I just need to craft a ton of it and then just leave it for now. And then just monitor it whenever I am crafting more. As you can see there, we just crafted another 32. I requested 64. We only had 32 in here, and I just made another 32. What? When I requested 64, it said craft 66, and I accepted it, but it didn't craft it all. Okay, that's weird. I already had 32. I'm nearly sure I did, but whatever. Let's just grab ourselves out some brass casing and decorate the place up. Just to keep everything a little bit neat. Not have everything kind of just bare bones. Just have everything some sort of like decoration. Hide all that so it looks like the edge has a perimeter here. And we're going to adjust this guy now. Brass casing along the edge here. And boom, that should be more or less all of it decorated. Just hide that block there. And hide this block here. And these guys are glitched on the belt here, so I'll just take them off. Are you actually doing anything? Oh, wait, you're running the... You're bringing power to the whole system here from our crushing wheel. Right. Okay, so yeah, I just want to put the ender chest here with the funnel on it and the filter then. And because now, actually, we can actually adjust this filter a tiny bit, since we're not going to be making these ever again. Not making these. The only thing that's going to be left on here is actually making the package here. So engineers school project upgrades. They're like that's a partial engineering. So this is literally the only thing it's going to be making in here now. So yeah, just leave it like that. Up here is completely set up. And boom, that we don't have to touch anything else and it's all up and running. Hopefully now nothing breaks. So let's head back over to the ritual of the forest setup now. Since we need to get that set up, and there's only a couple of things we really need it for automation, and that's mainly just for making a bunch of tokens of joy for making ourselves our tier 3 apiaries. So like in here for like token of joy, and also making the tier 3 apiaries. Like, but the ritual of forest doesn't really have that many uses. It has 16 in here. Also crafting ancient saplings would be nice, because ancient wood is something that we kind of do need a good bit of. And can I craft these in a paisogenic insulator? No, I'm going to have to set these up with a tree farm or something. But anyway, so if we go back in here, craft them, ritual of the forest. So ancient saplings are 1. Our ultra birthing, no, don't need these guys. Transmutation catalyst, no. What's this guy? Extraneous fire starter, no. The apiary, I mean, we're only going to craft 10 of them at a time, so I might make the pattern for it. Don't need that. This Eris token, actually, this is something I wanted to look at a while ago. Applied to a tool in an anvil, the tool will just stop working when durability runs out instead of being destroyed. I think that'll be something really interesting to put on our armor, if it can go on the armor. I'm not sure if it can. It also is used for making indestructible graphite electrodes, but that on our armor might stop it from breaking in case I go AFK and get attacked by a mob. Powder of Barras, I don't know what this does. I'm right-clicking, it doesn't have a use. Powder of Bountiful Core doesn't do anything when I'm right-clicking on it. It probably has an in-world use or something when you put it down. Steady growth, fertility. Okay, fertility is one we're going to have to set up. And last but not least then is Environmental Eye. No. Powder of No Storage. No. No, no. Token of Anger. Probably every token I should probably automate as well. So Token of Fear, Anger, Token of Joy, Token of Sorrow. And that's it. So just mainly these 6 things we need to automate in here. Now, here comes the difficult part. Actually automating it. Let's remove the dirt from underneath each one of these pedestals here, because we need to have a XNet connection onto it. I tried looking up a video and seeing how someone else may have done this before, and I can't really wrap my head around it because it didn't really work, I don't think. So we're going to attempt a few things. The way they had it set up was they used a dispenser to put down the gold powder. I was thinking of using like a create deployer or something like that, but that might get in the way with the growth of the tree. And to grow the tree, I need to make sure that I have all the items in the pedestals before I plant the sapling. And to do that, I need to make sure that I have it on some sort of delay, or it can be outputted at the exact same time as all the items. And I'm hoping if we go to XNet, the advanced blue connectors, which have a higher transfer rate, will be able to input the items in to these guys at the exact same time the sapling is planted. And I'm going to have one modular router placing the sapling and another modular router bone milling the sapling. Hopefully we can set this up now. So there's only one way to know, and that is by trying it. So let's grab out all our things in here. I need another controller. So auto-crafting one of them. So I'm actually going to need 2 controllers because I'm going to set up a separate network for redstone signals. I'm going to try set up like XNet redstone, which is probably something I've never done before, but we're going to attempt it anyway. Hopefully I have enough stuff here. And we are going to have to access our refined storage system, which is literally just behind that wall there, because when we set up our swamp homing to generate aura. So if we put ourselves our controller right here, and another controller over here, okay, then we get ourselves our connector, and we stick a connector. No, we need the, oh, I have the advanced connector. We need the advanced connector under every single one of these guys. Like so. Now we just need to connect the cables. Okay, so they're all connected now. All we have to do is stick a blue connector right here. Just a regular blue connector. It doesn't have to be anything special. It just needs to be able to read, or this thing has to be able to send out all the instructions and whatever. Let's access the back right here. So square mode and dig down. Okay, here is our swamp homie. And we just need access to a refined storage cable here only. So if we grab out a crafter, need to craft a new gold crafter. So let that just craft for a moment. And we need ourselves a chest. We'll just stick a regular old diamond chest right here, and we'll just wait until the crafter is made. Shouldn't take too long, hopefully. So while that's crafting, let's get ourselves our advanced blue connector. Stick you there. Regular blue connector, and now route that off the back right here. Okay. We need to make sure we name every single one of these guys. Actually, do I need to? No, I don't need to name every single one. Let me just grab out an ender cell here. I think I already made one, yep. So ender cell will go down right here. And he is keeping power now. Ever since I connected to the cable over in the factory when I was setting up the new power setup for the energizing orb, it's now touching a cable. It seems to be running perfectly fine. So maybe it was just literally just missing a cable to make sure it doesn't disconnect from the system every time I relog the world. But anyway, so that will just give this guy over here power then. All right, let's get to work now. So we need to actually grab out all the ingredients that we're going to need now, and also make ourselves 2 modular routers. Let me go over and make ourselves 2 modular routers, and then we can work on making all the patterns. All right, I got the 2 modular routers now, so all I need to do now is literally just create the patterns for all of these guys now. So we'll just start off with the easiest one, which should be the ancient sapling here. How many items are in this thing in total? 6. And if I remove the sapling, it's still all 6 in here? Yes, it is. Okay, so sapling. Let's just grab the ancient sapling from here, put it in, and does it actually craft 2? Yes, it does. And it requires a serene blossom. So 3 of them, 1 of them, done. Just make sure this is all correct. Yes, it is. All right, is the crafter done? No, what are we stuck on the crafter? Oh, I know what happened. This thing for some reason loves to input the wrong items. If we go over to the induction smelter here, he's a bit glitched out. For some reason, he's trying to make hardened glass and rubber at the exact same time. So it's kind of just glitches out. So I might have to set up a separate induction smelter just for rubber. Because that doesn't seem to work every time. Because of that now, we should have our crafter. Yes, we do. Right, perfect. Now we can continue our stuff over here. I'm only going to set up 1 pattern today, and then I'll set up the rest of the patterns before next episode, just not to waste time. Let's actually go back up here and put down the modular router. So one's going to go here, and the other one's going to go here. And one of them are going to be planting the sapling. So if I just break all this, actually, I need to also break all this brick then as well. You are also just going to be fed fertilizer and be set on a timer just to bone meal every time. Alright, so I have that ring down. I can remove the stone brick then and look up dispenser. I have 26 dispensers. And all I have to do now is just place the dispensers facing up the way. Okay, the only other thing I need to do is look at modular router, so module router, and make sure I pick up the correct one. So you are a dropper upgrade. No. I don't think I need the activator. It's mainly a block placer module I need. So I need a blank module, which is energized steel. I can't believe I'm actually out of energized steel. Let's make a couple stacks of that. I need to go make that module. This guy here is just going to be an activator module holding bone meal. And I think I could just probably slap an ender chest on top of him. Or just connect him underneath with bone meal or whatever. Just take an actual... actually, let me just get rid of this blue brick. And I could just grab myself an exporter. Auto-craft all them. Really? I'm missing some bottled ghosts. Oh, wow. Okay, that's a bit of an issue. I'm going to have to go get more of them. But anyway, we can put this crafter down right here. Stick the pattern inside. Craft ourselves some cable. And connect that up here. There we go. And all we have to do now is just make sure we tell it to send out the recipe. So, ancient sapling. We're missing a palm sapling. Oh, wow. We're missing a lot of ingredients. Right, what I'm going to do quickly is just go gather all of these missing ingredients that we don't have. So give me a minute. Okay, I think I should have everything now. The only thing I want to do right here is actually grab myself a regular old chest and stick it right here. Because here is where we're actually going to be setting up the gold powder to be extracted out so that I can then route a new system to be able to put them into the dispensers. So stick an exporter right here. Look up gold powder. Gold powder, you get that. Export out you. Just finish connecting up the cable here, and boom, you should start getting gold powder, which is exactly what I need right now. So, let's actually start routing all the items, hopefully now. So, if we look up sapling, I should have everything to craft it. Yep, so that should all go in here. Okay, perfect. Now what I want to do is take it all out. Right, I'm going to put this stuff in my bag for just a moment. We'll get back to that stuff now in a second. I just need to go back to XNet. Grab out the advanced connector and some cable, and now we're actually going to make ourselves a redstone section. So we're just going to make some red cable and a red connector. Might as well dye some of these ones red. There we go. I need a little bit more than that. I need more than 16 of them. Right, so we're just going to stick this connector to this guy. Okay, we're only going to connect up. So we're just going to disconnect all of these sides and then just get some cable. And then connect the cable here. Actually, down one. Okay, so that shouldn't actually put anything into these guys, hopefully. It might show the dispensers in here. No, it isn't. Okay, perfect. The modular router. Let's start off with creating ourselves an item network. Okay, so diamond chest here. You are going to, let's say, extract. You're going to extract out all the items. Of course, there's a bloody wandering trader. Modular router, you're going to insert in the serene sapling. Okay? And all these wooden stands here are just going to get the rest of these items. Okay, just double check. So sapling, seeds, gold leaf, glitter kelp, that, and this. So there should be 6 of them in total. Yes. So what will happen now is we're going to disable processing on this network just for a moment. We're going to put all of the items back into here. And we're going to leave them. Get rid of that guy. And now we're going to set up the redstone setup for this guy. I still need to make the module things for that. I completely forgot about them. But anyway, we just need to get ourselves an XNet connector of red on each one because a different color won't connect to this a different color. So red won't connect to blue. Then we have to do is stick a connector on the unit connector there and then run some cable. Boom. That's all connected now. So as far as I'm aware, I've looked up how to do this redstone stuff before this episode, but it's still kind of new to me. So we're going to attempt to figure it out. We're still going to have an item network. And this chest here is going to extract out a stack. Okay? And it's going to fill every single one of these dispensers here. But we need to set them as an insert. So we're actually going to disable the processing on this network. And what we're going to do is we're going to create, but we're going to set a maximum amount of 8 per thing. Okay? So they're all set up now. So they're all going to insert 8 maximum only. And this guy here is going to extract out stacks at a time. Yeah, leave it a stack at a time. Then we're going to craft ourselves over on channel 8 just to keep it out of the way. We're going to say XNet logic. And I hope logic is the correct one for redstone. Yes, it is. Okay, perfect. So what we want to do pretty much is literally read a redstone signal. That's why I had these redstone items in my bag here. I want to put a redstone connection right here. Grab ourselves our connector, and this is going to connect off of this redstone repeater. And then we're going to have a timer right here going for every 2 seconds. Then we're just going to connect it like this. What's going to happen is down here, this chest isn't going to do anything, so we'll remove that. Down here on the redstone repeater, we're going to create a sensor. And it's going to be a redstone signal when it is greater than 0. And it's going to output on the color red. Okay? So what's going to happen is this guy here, dispenser, going to create an output redstone signal of 15 on the color red whenever it ticks red. And then if I just copy this and then paste it into every single one of these guys. Okay, they should all be the exact same now. And if I go back into this network and enable it, it should output gold powder into every single dispenser. And I think it's going around clockwise. Okay, they all should have it now. This guy isn't sending out the pulse. He is set up redstone signal and enable on color red. No, you shouldn't matter. Maybe it can't read from the redstone repeater. I did hear it tick a minute ago. Maybe if I set it on redstone, have it there, and then a timer. Oh. Okay, it placed a few, but didn't place all of them. I think actually, is it not reading the redstone tick long enough? It's like redstone signal's not making it to all of them. Do I need to break the cable and replace it down just to make sure it all connects? Is the redstone signal strong enough? Do I need to add more dispensers? Or repeaters? Something's not working in here. Oh, for some reason, even though I copied it, the redstone signal output didn't transfer. Oops, I need to fix all these guys to 15 now. Okay, it managed to pulse. Does it pulse again? No. It only seemed to pulse when I went in here and I changed this thing to equal to. When it's greater or equal to 0. Did I have it the wrong way around? Should have been this direction. No ticking. It should be firing every time. But it doesn't seem to be. This is the thing I was worried about. I'm not sure if this is going to work or not. Unless it's set not to actually run on any color. No, okay. Oh? Are they all running now? Oh, only some of them planted. Okay, it seems to be planting more every time I break it. Okay, it's planting them all now. And if I break it, planted them all. Okay, it's a really weird, but it does seem to be working. It's just very odd. I'm going to have to keep an eye on this guy, but it seems to be working right now. It's just very, very weird. But anyway, I want to see, does it plant everything at the exact same time? I just need to import this guy, which I'm actually going to use a entangled block. So if I connect this guy, bring him down here, next to the redstone, or the exporters here, stick him here, connect them, use an exporter, it's in my bag here, exporter and bone meal. I also need a crafting upgrade too. So you get a crafting upgrade and bone meal, and that should start exporting out bone meal into this guy. Yes, I want this guy to run redstone mode never, so that way it'll always be running, unless I can redstone always. Let's just try it here. If we look up an actual sapling, it should just constantly right click once I have an activator in it. Okay, I need to go make some blank modules. Let me quickly go make them. Okay, with the two of these now, if I look in here and use activator module, just make sure I configure this guy. So I want him to look at the front. I don't want him to sneak. I just want him to right click. Now, if I actually had him to say look down, he might plant on the bone meal. But just make sure this guy is set to never redstone or always redstone mode. I can't remember which is which. But this guy here is going to get the block placer module. And you're going to be set to never redstone. I'm hoping never redstone means ignore redstone signal. So we'll try both. And if I just grab a regular old sapling here, will it grow it? Okay, no. Always? Okay, yeah, so it's always. So you're just going to grow it. Does it actually grow it eventually? Okay, the word lagged. Okay, it grew the tree, which is perfect. That's what I want. So we want to set to always redstone. And it seems to do it in pulses, so it shouldn't do it instantly. As long as you get bone meal and you get the sapling that you are required from XNet here, just double check you are set up correctly. Insert sapling, we should turn on the processing. And all the items should get exported out. Bit by bit. Everything's on except for the sapling. But I never configured this guy to look front. And then this guy will bone meal it. It activates. It crafted the saplings. And it placed all the gold powder back down perfectly. Okay, so let's try it one more time and look up sapling. Can it craft it? Does it add all the items in instantly? Okay, it planted the sapling first. But it took a while to bone meal it. So it might work the way I'm hoping. I was hoping that the thing would, unless actually, I know what I can do. In here, for every single one of these guys, add the priority of 1. I know these guys don't do anything, but whatever, at the moment. So I'm just going to, yeah, leave it. Actually, no, I'm just going to delete them since they're not doing anything. When they need to do something, I'll add them to do something. Let's try it one more time. Let's see, does it add everything into the pedestals before the sapling? Nope, still gave the sapling first. That's not supposed to happen. But it still gave everything before it had a chance to grow. That shouldn't happen though. This thing should be... priority of 1. Unless I change this to a priority of 2. So it goes 1, 2. Hopefully it works that way. Let's craft ourselves like 4 saplings, so it'll do it twice. Oh, we're out of serene saplings. Okay, hang on. Alright, 33 saplings should do. This might be a slight bit long episode, and I apologize for that, but I just wanted to get this stuff done. So let's try 4 saplings again. And I should do it twice. Still planted it. Okay, it seems to be putting the items in fast enough. I don't see any issues. My only worry is that maybe by the off chance it does only take 1 bone meal to plant it. But at the moment it seems okay. I might need to stick a timer on this guy and have it tick every 2 seconds instead of every 1 second. But that's just a minor detail. If it seems to be running into that issue, I can adjust it. Right, there's one last thing we need to do, which is use a vacuumulator to pick up the item. And I'm just going to stick it right here. It shouldn't connect to anything. And I'm just going to get a filter upgrade. Actually, no, there's no items being dropped on the ground, so it doesn't need a filter upgrade. Then I'll just grab myself a logistic transport pipe. So logistic transport pipe and then ender chest. And we're just going to stick the transport pipe here, the ender chest here, and the listing here to extract. Perfect. So when the saplings are done, drop them on the ground. They should get picked up by the vacuumulator and shoved into the system. Perfectly. So I'm going to end it there. Hope you all enjoyed. And if you did, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new. Hope to see you on the next episode. So without further ado, goodbye.